Welcome to today's mock interview session, where we're diving into the world of patient navigators. If you're gearing up for an interview in this rewarding role, you're in the right place. Let's get started with our first question. Could you share an experience where you successfully built a connection with a patient who was initially hesitant about their treatment? This question digs into your interpersonal skills and ability to connect with patients on an emotional level. Here are some pointers to help you craft a strong response. Start by briefly describing the patient's initial resistance and the context. Explain the specific strategies you employed to build trust with the patient. Share any techniques you used to listen actively and empathize with their concerns. Discuss how you monitored progress and adjusted your approach based on their feedback. Conclude with the positive outcome or improvement in their engagement with treatment. Let's look at a sample answer to see how this can come together.
In my previous role, I encountered a patient who was angry about their diagnosis and refused to follow the treatment plan. I sat down with them in a quiet space, listened to their fears, and acknowledged their feelings. I then shared success stories of other patients who had improved with treatment. Over time, they felt more comfortable and eventually agreed to start the treatment, which led to significant improvements in their health.
By the way, we're only covering a handful of questions in this video, but I've prepared a free PDF with all 30 top interview questions for Patient Navigator. It also includes example answers and tips to help you prepare with confidence. The download link is just below. Tell me about a time you collaborated with a multidisciplinary team to enhance patient outcomes. What was your role in that scenario? Here, they're assessing your teamwork skills and how you contribute to a group effort. Consider these strategies when putting together your response. Identify a specific project or case where teamwork was essential. Describe your role and contributions clearly. Highlight how collaboration benefited the patient care process. Use measurable outcomes or success indicators if possible. Keep the focus on teamwork and the importance of each member's role. Now, let's check out a sample answer.
In a recent project, I collaborated with doctors, nurses, and social workers to reduce hospital readmission rates. I coordinated follow-up appointments and ensured all team members were informed about patient needs. This resulted in a 20% decrease in readmissions over 3 months.
Can you describe a challenge you faced while guiding a patient through their healthcare journey and how you overcame it? This question is all about showcasing your problem-solving abilities and resourcefulness. To address this question effectively, keep these ideas in mind. Select a specific challenge that shows your problem-solving skills. Explain the patient's situation and the barriers they faced. Describe the steps you took to assist the patient. Highlight the positive outcome or what you learned from the experience. Keep your answer concise and focused on your role. Here's an example of how you might respond.
I once worked with a patient who had difficulty understanding their insurance coverage. I set up a meeting to go through their policy with them, simplified the terms, and helped them understand their benefits. As a result, they felt more empowered to seek care without fear of unexpected costs.
Imagine a situation where a patient is upset about the care they received. How would you handle it? This question examines your conflict resolution skills and empathy toward patients. Here are some tips to help you frame your answer. Listen actively and allow the patient to express their feelings without interruption. Empathize with the patient's feelings and acknowledge their frustration. Ask clarifying questions to understand the specifics of their concern. Provide information on how their issue can be addressed or escalate it to a supervisor if necessary. Follow up with the patient after the conversation to ensure their concerns are resolved. Let's walk through an example response.
I would first listen carefully to the patient, letting them express their concerns fully. Then, I would empathize by acknowledging their feelings and stating that I understand why they are upset. I would ask questions to gather details on their experience. After that, I would explain what steps can be taken to address their concerns or refer them to a supervisor for further assistance. Finally, I would make sure to follow up with them to check if they felt their issues were resolved.
Suppose you have multiple patients needing assistance simultaneously. How would you prioritize their needs? This scenario tests your prioritization skills and ability to manage time under pressure. Consider these tips when crafting your strategy. Assess patient conditions quickly to determine urgency. Communicate with all patients to acknowledge their needs. Use triage principles to categorize needs based on severity. Address the most critical cases first, ensuring safety. Document and follow up with each patient as time permits. Here's how you might approach this in an interview.
I would first assess each patient's condition to identify any urgent needs. Then I would communicate with them to let them know I am addressing their concerns. I would prioritize the most critical cases first, like those in pain or needing immediate assistance, ensuring everyone's safety while managing the situation.
Before we wrap up, remember you can get all 30 questions, example answers, and step-by-step tips in a handy PDF. Totally free, just grab it below.